until I put on the mask.
Bane.
What?
All right.
Bane, you have your drink?
Hold on.
You can't be the only one.
Hold on. What'd you ask?
Do you have a drink?
Boys, I came prepared. Come on.
Okay.
What is that? Oh, you got the... I saw Shaylee went to... Pure Project.
Yeah.
Very nice.
32-ounce howler.
Mm-hmm.
Crowler.
Growling. What's up, everybody? We are the Three Amigos and a podcast. Ryan's over there building a wall.
No, I'm trying to get this angle better.
Gotta get your angles. It's all about the lighting. How you guys doing?
What movie is that from?
What?
What movie is that from? I swear it's from a movie.
The Gotta Get the Lighting?
Yeah.
I feel like it's from Hitch. I don't know.
I don't know. I've seen Hitch like once. So I doubt it's that movie, but
I don't know. How have you only seen Hitch once? Hitch is amazing. Hitch is such a good movie.
I'm not that into it.
I like that movie. Ryan, you like that movie?
Really? Love that movie.
Yeah.
Hitch is the one with Will Smith, right?
Yeah, and Kevin James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like whatever on that. I don't like not like the movie. I just don't like. It's not like a fave or something.
Okay. But yeah, how's it going for you guys? Another week, another Groundhog's Day.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. How the video games been going? I'm continuing my run in the March to October with the Padres. I had a 2 home run game last night with Tommy Pham, just going yard.
Don't you hit it 3 times, didn't you?
Well, I had a 2 home run game in one, and then so now I'm in the what is it? I'm blanking right now. The ALDS or NLDS against the Cubs, and I went back to back with Tommy Pham, Fernando Tatis.
How many games did you simulate? Like all of them?
Well, it's the March to October, so it only has you play like certain events, and it simulates the rest. But like those events are really key to you, like continuing your hot streak. So it's like they're like,
if you lose a game, you go on a losing streak. If you win, you go on a win streak or something.
Yeah, it like adds to your momentum or it takes it away. So, but
all right.
But I mean, so all those like important events, like I won. So the team was just on fire. I think they had like 112 wins on the season.
Damn.
I was like, all right, this is what I like to see. I got Christian Yelich on my team, so yeah, I'm in. I got a 3-0 lead right now over the Cubs, and then
how'd you get Christian Yelich? You traded away like Machado and Tatis or something?
No, it was Gore and then another prospect.
You flipped Gore?
Dude, I'm only in it for a season. I don't need him.
Oh, okay.
I only need it this season. Yeah, I was like, I'm good.
You're mortgaging the future for a 1-year rental.
That's right.
The March to October is only 1 year?
I mean, I'm only doing it for 1 year. I don't care after that. Then I'm
the type of person to get like 6 years into a freaking franchise before I let it go.
Well, that's what I'm going to do next, because Brandon was telling me about the Diamond Dynasty, about how that's addictive, so I'm going to give that a try next.
I'm super addicted to that shit. That thing's fucking fun.
Yeah, dude, I've been playing the show and Warzone. Been super into that game, Call of Duty. So, but yeah, what about you guys? Any games been going?
Well, I mean, just like you said, Diamond Dynasty. I've never played Diamond Dynasty until this one, so it's a lot of fun. You just like kind of create your own team, and it's like those cards that they give you. Those are like players that you get, and like challenges and stuff like that that you have to complete. And if you complete those challenges, you earn points towards like unlocking some like really good player or something. Like I got Al Kaline because they were doing some thing for him because he passed away recently, and so they were doing some like ceremonial like challenge thing that you had to do, and it's a lot of work to unlock these guys. But I mean,
it's like Ultimate Team.
I unlocked 98 or 96 Steve Finley.
Damn.
Breakout year. I want to get Tony Gwynn, but it's gonna be really freaking hard to get him. You have to collect all the players for all the teams in the NL West, so it's a long ways away.
Yeah. Do you guys see MLB.com put out? Oh shit, who do they have? It was like the Padres' best third baseman, and they said it was Ken Caminiti.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you guys if like how you felt about it, like if you agreed that he's the best Padres third baseman of all time.
I mean, I think he's the only one on the team to win an MVP. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
The guy had like I mean, he wasn't with the team for a really long time, but in the years he was with us, he made like a massive impact. Who else would you put in front of him though? I mean, it's like Phil Nevin's like the only other guy you could really like.
I thought you guys would have an argument for Manny. Yeah.
I still think Manny probably is the better third baseman. I mean, defensively.
Yeah, but he's only played 1 year with us. Like his impact for us in one season wasn't anything compared to like Nevin and Caminiti. I would put both those guys way above them.
Well, I think I mean, it depends on where you're looking at, where the question's being strained from. So if it's who's had the best career, who had the best individual season, like who had the best career, I think that Manny Machado. I mean,
well, with the Padres,
whereas
I think they're talking about specifically with the Padres, right?
I mean, yeah, they were specifically saying with the Padres, but I also think it's like I kind of took it in the same sense of how Ryan was saying, like who would be the best overall player. I still like Caminiti over Machado just because it's like childhood and we haven't really seen much from Machado in a Padres jersey. But at the same time, it's like Machado's in there as one of the best third basemen to play the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's
more power, but he also uses a lot more steroids.
That's true too. I mean, I've never seen Manny.
It's tough to say.
Never seen Manny crack a bat over his knee.
Yeah, but you could bring it up too because it's like, all right, well then, like, would Jim Ed?
Nope, you froze again, Ryan. What a moment to freeze on.
I know.
It's like mid talk.
Be back. Right. Well, in that case, you can make the argument that Jim Edmonds is the best center fielder the Padres ever had, even though he sucked when he played for us.
Yeah.
I think the question, because the way the rankings are based, I'm pretty sure it's based off of their tenure with the team. So it's like with Caminiti, his tenure with the team, which was, I think he was with the team for like 3 or 4 years. And Nevin had like a pretty solid, like, I want to say he was like 7 or 8 years or something like that. But Caminiti was literally, he was the only MVP in franchise history.
You can't really argue much with it.
Yeah, it just depends on how you interpret their question. But based off the rankings that they did, I took it as their tenure with the team. Otherwise, yeah, you could move Machado up to the front. You know, it'd be between him and Caminiti, neck and neck, in my opinion.
I still think Machado's a better defensive third baseman, not just player that played third base.
Yeah.
Caminiti was a stud defender, though. Hey,
I still think Machado's better.
Yeah, but I see Machado's better. I mean, you can make the argument, but
Caminiti's trash. I'm saying that I think Machado's better.
Yeah, he's better, but they're both Gold Glovers. Like they're both stud defenders. So
yeah, just if I had to pick one to like have on my team, I'd probably go Machado over Caminetti, just from
love perspective. Yeah.
Yeah. But
I think for me,
if you're giving Caminetti steroids too. So if you're allowing
exactly.
Yeah. Well, and another thing too, Caminetti. I mean, a lot of the day and age that he played in, third base was like a hot corner, whereas you have to be a lot more athletic to play third base now than you used to have to be, in the 90s and the early 2000s. Just because before it was like you had to be able to lay out to your right and left. You had to be able to move somewhat forward. I mean, but it was more about alignment from bunting and things like that. So where your coach put you. Nowadays, it's the shifts and all these crazy things they got going on. You got to get the ball into different like parts of the first base based off of where it's hit. So I just think defensively, it's more challenging to play third base now than it was then.
I think of like Machado as that like extremely talented third baseman, and Caminetti is kind of more of that like physical freak more than Machado.
He's like more of like the classic build.
Well,
and Machado's like the new age.
Caminetti was massive dude. Like
he was blunt strength. Like he was jacked.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. That's like the idea of like a classic third baseman. You know what I mean? It's just like this this block of a dude that's like he's the backstop. You know what I mean? Like hot corner, it's coming off of him. Like he's like he's standing there like Happy Gilmore taking it to the chest.
I was gonna say he'll take one off the throat before it gets behind him.
That's what, yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy to be able to do that.
Yeah. But how's your week going, Ray?
Good. I'm off the next 4 days, so I'm chilling.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to connect on one of these Zoom meetings. I was going to ask you guys what you guys are doing tomorrow. If you guys got any plans. The significant others are doing anything too.
No, Shaylee's not doing anything.
All right.
I'm really excited to live stream the draft next Thursday. I can't tell you how excited I am about that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too. That'll be good. Yeah, we'll get into a little bit of our draft. Yeah, we'll get into our draft preview in a little bit. I know we were talking about it a little bit before we got into the podcast, but I know we were all feeling very optimistic about basketball and baseball coming back. I think we're all in the same thought process in like if these sports come back, we're all on board with them not having to have fans in the stands to watch from home. Let them do that as long as we get some kind of sports back. But I mean, is the timeline still the same? Have you guys heard anything? Like, is it still late May for baseball?
I think that's very optimistic if it were to start at that time, but I haven't heard anything definitive. I don't think there's a really concrete answer out there. I think it sounds like there's growing, like from some of the reports I've seen, that there's growing optimism across multiple leagues that things were going to start changing. And I saw Trump had made some announcement how he was trying to communicate with a bunch of the commissioners and team owners to see if we can get sports back up and running, which I don't know, sounded wacky coming out of his mouth, but
he's been doing a lot of weird shit, cut funding to the World Health Organization. Then today he came out with his 3-step plan to get everyone back, but it was interesting to say the least.
3-step plan, huh?
Yep.
He said something. I was like, what the hell? I'm tired of watching old baseball games from 14 years ago. I only watched one batter though, because I had a lot of work to get done. I was like,
what? What did he say? What the batter was? I want to know what that one batter was.
He's like, I gotta get on board with the team owners and commissioners, and he just like literally listed off every commissioner for any major sport out there and a few random owners. Like, I was busted up laughing when I saw it.
Oh man, that's ridiculous. But yeah, Ryan, what do you think with sports coming back? No fans.
Yeah, hell yeah, get them back, man. I mean, I feel like the direction that the whole country is going to is that like they're trying to make testing more readily available. They're trying to make more testing happen. So, I mean, as long as all that stuff being available to the general public, I don't see why not, let these players, take the temperature before they come in, keep them isolated away from other people. Like I like the MLB's rendition of what they think they should be doing as far as doing it all in Arizona. I think that keeps everything a little bit more isolated at least till the season starts, or like actually starts. Whether that's this year or next year, who freaking knows? But I definitely think it's important to get some of this stuff out there and going so people will stop going as crazy.
Yeah, I agree. So this is like a common question that's been going around, but for you guys, like if sports come back, right? Like if the Padres, they're like, hey, Petco Park's back open, we're starting the season. Like, what does it take for you guys to be like go to a game as soon as they say it's open? Or you're like, I'm buying tickets, I'm going to that first game, or are you giving it some time before you start like getting back into normal life?
Well, I mean,
Uh,
I bought tickets for games that they haven't refunded me money for yet, and they're just sitting there. So
Right?
they're going to eventually give me a credit, which sucks. But so yeah, I'll probably end up going, but I'd probably just be very, take the proper precautions, face mask, glove, that sort of thing.
Yeah, same. I'm not
I
really
think
that concerned about that part. It's just I think now that everybody understands the severity of it, it's not going to be that hard to start practicing social distancing while simultaneously take care of yourself, like the gloves, the mask, all that kind of stuff. I mean, that was the biggest issue is like now all these stores are starting to implement like you have to do this. It's not a matter of putting it as much away.
Yeah. I think for me, I guess it's like for me it's just more or less like how long are we gonna be in this state for? Because if it continues on for another couple of months, I'll probably be more cautious getting out of it because I feel like more people will be gung ho to get out of their house and like go to all these public events kind of thing. But I don't know. I
Well, I mean,
agree it's gonna be
that's a
like
different question. Like, am I gonna wanna
you froze again.
fuck no? God damn it.
What'd you say? I heard the fuck no. And then you came back.
That was it.
That's all I said.
That's all I said.
It sounds like they're, things aren't going to be back to 100% for a long time. It sounds like they're going to start. I have a feeling they're trending towards, doing like a, soft opening where they're going to let, some of these small businesses open up and not necessarily, they're going to have like, I'm sure regulations and restrictions on
Well, that's the
how they
thing.
have
Is
to
it's
handle
not
things.
gonna be normal. It's gonna be a new normal. Like everyone, like in order to open back some of the stuff back up, it has to be with the mindset that you're going to open it up practicing physical distancing. Like for instance, if people want to start flying, I mean, technically flights haven't closed, so you can still fly if you want to. There's just a level 4 advisory to not. Um, but in order for them to take down that level 4, it's like, okay, well, we need to limit the amount of people that we're letting on planes. We have to take temperatures. We have to have them tested or whatever it may be. Like you have to be masked up. Those are the kind of things where it's like, that's how you can slowly start to see it, but that's going to be the new normal for a while. I can foresee that being the trend for at least the rest of this year.
Yeah, I 100% agree. It'll be
So, like I said, it's just going to look different. Like it's
yeah.
going to be better than what we're in now. But I think that's the part that people are going to have a hard time wrapping their head around is it's not going to just jump back in. Like they're not going to reopen schools without a plan to keep people physically distant from one another. So
Yeah, to prevent it in the
sports
future.
and
Yeah.
stuff like they're not going to do it.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd be saying I'm frozen again. Throw this away.
No, you're good. No.
I could see the schools because the schools sound like they're trending towards opening up before the end of this year, the school year.
I don't
And
know.
so
I'm not touching schools right now. Did you hear what Dr. Oz said? He was like, "Oh, schools can go back." That schools were trending on trying to get back to like to be at their beginning of their next school year. They're trying to get back, like get kids back in for August. But yeah, I don't know. It's Dr. Oz was like, "Oh, it's fine if we send them back. 3% of students might die, but who cares?" It's like, dude, you can't say that. Come on, these are
Dr.
people.
Oz is a fucking kook, man. Don't watch Dr. Oz. He's a
No,
salesman.
It's horrible. But getting back on sports, I think the one thing they should do when they come back with like baseball or basketball or whatever is they got to figure out a way to set up a virtual reality camera. Like if people can just VR into games, that's where it's at.
No, you know it's
what
gonna
do you,
happen.
what do you mean, like sitting in the stands, or what do you mean?
Yeah, just like a camera on the sideline or whatever, so you can just, have your headset on, just look around and watch the game.
They already have that up, and that's already a thing.
Where? You can do that for an NFL game?
I don't know about NFL, but NBA, they've had that technology for a little while.
I don't really watch NBA, but I mean, if there was a way to do that, I'm gonna start because that's amazing.
The technology for that already exists, and they've already kind of like played with it. I don't know. I've never had the interest to actually do it, but because I'd rather watch it on TV than sit courtside and pretend like I'm watching it. But that's just me. I don't know.
Yep.
I'd want to sit. I want to be there, like watching it.
But you're not there.
Yeah, but still.
I want to be like I want to actually like.
But then you can only see it from one angle. You couldn't watch like if you're sitting behind home plate, you can't see like what's going on in center field and right field and left field as well as you can see it on television.
But it's like as if you were at the actual game though.
But you're not there. That's stupid.
I mean, I'd still want to do it. It'd be a fun experience.
That's the worst part about going to the game is you're only able to see that one angle. You're going there for the experience.
Yeah.
And you're not getting experience sitting in a virtual
seat.
Same
thing getting drunk on your couch and sitting in the VR, Dean. It doesn't work that way.
Hey, it's the same thing for me. It'd be the exact same.
I'm sure that technology, they'll be marketing the shit out of it though. Yeah. I'm assuming when that happens, because I'm sure that's going to happen.
Yeah. No, for sure.
My bottle up there.
It'll be interesting. Those NFL owners and NBA owners are not going to sit like idly by and allow their seasons to just get canceled.
Well, they're losing.
Most of these guys make their money off. But they make most of their money from like advertisement stuff, anyways.
Yeah, but I'm sure like the advertisers services aren't rendered because you're not actually showing a product or whatever on the field. Like there's no TV where you see a Bud Light commercial or whatever.
Yeah, but once they get back on the television, like they still are gonna get their like advertising money and shit back.
Yeah. But I was just saying, yeah. So once they're up and running, they'll be fine. I thought you were saying they're doing fine even without the season going on right now. And I'm like, no, they're losing a shit ton of money right now.
But that's what I mean. Like they're like not gonna sit idly by and just be like, no, this is all okay. Like these are multi-billionaires. They're like gonna be on the phone with everybody. Like you can't do that. Nope. This is we're playing games now. You can't do anything.
Yeah. All right, let's do our NFL. Let's do our draft preview. Before we do NFL, don't forget fnxfit.com, promo code 3amigos, 15% off. Go get some apparel and protein and all that kind of good supplemental stuff and use our code so you get a discount. All right, NFL draft preview. What do you want to do? I mean, we want to do, I just pulled up, my phone's probably going to die, but I have Mel Kiper's mock draft 4.0, 1 through 10. We just want to go through.
Can you text that to me real quick? Because I was trying to look it up and I can't find it.
I'm going to send it to you on Instagram because that's where I'm doing it.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Got it. We're good.
All right. Numero uno. We have the Bengals on the clock taking Joe Burrow at quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, this is as easy as done. I mean, he's an Ohio native. He's a reigning Heisman, reigning national championship. I still don't think he's the best quarterback in the draft, but he's the quarterback that makes the most sense right now. It's going to cost, every other team way too much in draft capital to move up and take that, unless the, Dolphins are giving away 4 first-round draft picks. Joe Burrow's going to the Bengals.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's unanimous overall. Mel Kiper has the number 2 pick by the Redskins. They're taking Chase Young off the board. I think this is exactly like how Joe Burrow was. I think this is kind of like they have to do this. That's how I look at it. This is the only pick that they can make unless somebody's offering them a lot to move up the draft board.
Sorry, computer just got hot.
Oh, you're good.
Did a fan ever come on your computer?
Yes, my fan does come on my computer sometimes.
Not a bad thing, right?
No.
Okay.
No, it's doing its job.
It's normal.
Okay, good. Just making sure. Yeah, dude, Chase Young is the best player in this draft. I think without a doubt. Any of those other guys are talented, but Chase Young is the best player. And if the Redskins are hesitant on it at all, then trade back. Trade back and let another team give you more draft picks.
Yeah, I just think they'd be. I think they'd be foolish to do that.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, if you're not confident that Chase Young is going to be an elite level edge rusher and a future Hall of Famer, future Pro Bowl player, then don't take him. Trade back. Let somebody else either draft the quarterback that they want. Mm-hmm. Maybe you'll still be able to get Chase Young, or you can get somebody else you're more confident in. But the confidence should be there. He's an elite level pass rusher. He's going to, help you become the contending team that you want to if you keep up the good work that you've been doing. So, Chase Young for sure.
Yeah. Number 3, the Lions are on the board, and they're taking cornerback Jeff Okudah. Is it Okudah? I think it's Okudah.
Okudah, yeah.
Sounds like Okudah.
Yeah.
You want to go first on this one, Ray?
Yeah. And it's nothing against Jeff Okudah. I think that he's an amazing talent. I personally, and I think that the need is offensive line. I think that Jeff Okudah, Matt Patricia's the head coach. He's going to get the defensive guy that he wants. I'm not sure why people are losing their mind with Isaiah Simmons not being the second best defensive player in this draft. Mm-hmm. So I'll leave it as Okudah, but it should be an offensive lineman or Simmons.
All right. Brandon, you have any you have a take on it?
Do you see someone trading up for that spot? That seems like a logical spot to trade up, but it sounds like he's not necessarily
this is the prime spot for somebody to trade up. Like I said, if no team's willing to give up, if the Redskins aren't willing to give up Chase Young, then this is the spot that you're going to see somebody try to move up for.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ryan. I don't understand why people are doubting Isaiah Simmons as the second best defensive player in this draft, but I do like this pick because the Lions, they lost Darius Slay, and I think this is a perfect replacement fit. So I see where it's the need is coming from, and I'm not mad at them trying to replace that position.
If a team's going to move up to this pick, it would have to be the Chargers or the Dolphins.
Yeah.
The Jaguars don't have enough to move up from 9 to 3 unless they're giving up multiple first-round picks and a second-round pick. And I think that it's still a stretch for the Panthers, and they just got Teddy Bridgewater. So, yeah, they won't be moving up. So I think that logically speaking, the Dolphins have more draft capital to be able to move up if they want to get their guy.
But there would be no reason for the Dolphins to try to move up there unless the Chargers are challenging it.
Well, the issue runs into not at 3 but 4. So if they don't trade up to 3, then the Chargers would have the opportunity to swoop up to 4, and they wouldn't have to give up as much draft capital.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, the Dolphins have more to give up, but if you're the Dolphins, do you want to give up any of your 3 first-round draft picks or 2 next year when you're in the position that you are?
Yeah.
On a quarterback that's probably not going to play this year unless your guy's Herbert. So if your guy's Herbert, I say you stay at 5. But I think this draft spot here is definitely one that you're going to see. Either it's going to get moved, or they're going to get the best available player that fits their need. So if they think their need is Okudah, then yeah, he's going 3.
Yeah.
And they would take him 3, or they'd take him 5 or 6 if they traded back.
Yeah. All right. We have the Giants on the board. Number 4, they got. I mean, he's labeled as a linebacker, but I mean, this guy does it all. Isaiah Simmons to the Giants. I mean, if Isaiah is going to fall to this, like here, this is as far as he can fall. In my eyes, like the Giants, if he's there for the Giants have to take him. Like he is so versatile, plays almost every single position. You can line him up almost anywhere, and the kid's a stud. So,
unfortunately, I 100% agree with you. I'm more high on Isaiah Simmons than I am on most of the people in this draft. But I think if I'm the Giants, you have to take an offensive lineman. You can't draft a quarterback last year and then not protect his blind side the following year. And there's too many good offensive linemen that are top 10 talents. And that's why it's unfortunate, because you're going to see Simmons or Okudah fall depending on what teams value them more. But you're right. Simmons is the best player available.
Yeah, All right, this is where it starts to get a little tricky, this 5-6 pick. Mel Kiper has the Dolphins taking Justin Herbert. I think the Dolphins are going to go Tua. It's going to be a quarterback regardless. I just have a feeling that they're going after Tua. And I have this weird thing with watching all this news with Tua and all like the going into the draft. Usually we see like the media take this one player and they try to this one quarterback out of nowhere, and they try to boost him up to like increase his draft value. With Tua, I almost feel like they're trying to lower it.
That Jordan Love is the guy they're trying to push on everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Tua, it does remind me a lot of Laramie Tunsil when he came out, where it just felt like everybody was trying to lower his draft stock. It's hard, and especially in a year where we don't see these players like live. We can't interview them, or not us personally, but these teams can't interview them face to face. Herbert's a good quarterback. Tua's got the better resume, but you can't overlook the injury aspects of Tua, and that's for any team looking to draft him. For the Dolphins, you don't have a viable quarterback option, so you can't plug in Tua week 1 and expect that your team's going to be able to produce and protect him. To be honest, if I'm the Dolphins, I'm taking all 3 of my draft picks, and I'm probably bolstering the team around a quarterback that's going to come out next year. But I'm not the Dolphins GM, and I'm not just going to throw a season away. So I know Mel Kiper thinks that they're really high on Herbert. If this is the way that the draft board plays out, then I do think they'll go Herbert. If they don't think that they need to move up, if they're in love with Tua, they're going to go get him. Just because they have the draft capital to do it. If not, if they let it play out, I kind of think they will get Herbert.
Yeah, okay.
I could see a bidding war. I mean, it would be smart if some of these guys, like the Lions, if they were to, try to leverage a trade with play the Dolphins and Chargers against each other. Like, hey, they're offering to move up.
There's a
match what they're willing to offer.
There's a huge piece that's not being talked about too with the Chargers is the fact that they signed Chris Harris that plays the same position as Desmond King. Desmond King is an all-pro secondary player, and Matt Patricia loves his defenders, and I mean you don't very frequently see it, but like I could definitely see the Chargers saying we'll give you like a first and a second, and throw in Desmond King to spice up the deal if they wanted to get up there more in front of the Dolphins. But the Dolphins just have too many draft picks. Like the Chargers wouldn't be able to keep up with them if it became a bidding war.
Yeah. I can't imagine they trade 3 first-round picks to move up only 2 spots or whatever in the draft. But,
Yeah, they would.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Then Mel Kiper has the number 6 pick by the Chargers being Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua Tagovailoa.
There you go. Just say it fast, and you can say however you want. Yeah, I mean, if I'm wrong and the Dolphins don't get him, then I could see the Chargers taking this. Personally, I mean, I think that Jordan Love is, I don't know, like more talent. I think he is a more talented quarterback. He's got a better arm than Tua. I know that's hard to say, just given what we've seen from Tua, but like you said, Ryan, a lot of injury history. I don't know how effective he's going to be after that hip. So for me, I almost think Jordan Love might be my favorite quarterback in this draft out of the top 3.
Yeah, dude, I'm the closer we get to this draft, and I'm probably gonna eat some of my words here. If the Chargers go out and draft Tua Tagovailoa, obviously, like it's exciting pick. I mean, the dude is phenomenal. He's a national champion. He's exciting to watch. But we haven't seen it in a while, so it's hard for me to get really excited about a guy at this point where you might have to move up. If he falls into your lap, sure, go get him. Let him play behind Tyrod Taylor for a year. If Isaiah Simmons is on the board, get Isaiah Simmons.
Yeah, I mean, play right next to Derwin James.
Derwin James
would be the
linebackers, man. They've had small linebackers ever since I've been a Charger fan. Since they got rid of Junior Seau.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
you see a scenario where they get Cam Newton or something if they aren't able to land one of these quarterbacks?
Dude, they're so high on Tyrod Taylor. I don't know.
That's another reason why I like Jordan Love going to the Chargers, because I feel like Jordan Love needs to sit behind someone, and the Chargers being so high, it works out perfectly. Like he can just sit behind Tyrod Taylor. He can learn for a year, maybe like increase his field vision, whatever, and then going forward, he'd be a good starter. But I don't think the Chargers need somebody to plug and play.
If you're going to draft him at 6, you have to be damn sure that he's a great quarterback. That's my only thing. Like people, I remember a couple years ago,
Nope.
And situation, like they were sure. And he didn't come from a big school. He didn't come from a big program, Texas Tech. So it's not to say that it can't happen, but for like Tom Telesco, like he's never done that. Damn sure that Jordan takes others, you trade back up into the first round, later in the first round.
Yeah. All right. So then we have the Panthers going at 7. He's got Derek Brown getting off the board.
Yeah, dude, Derek Brown's an elite. He's an elite defensive lineman. If it's me personally, I'm probably looking at Tristan Wirfs, just because we got rid of Trey Turner. Obviously, that's a guard, but you need more offensive linemen. Teddy Bridgewater, prone to injury. You just paid Christian McCaffrey the most money a running back's ever seen, so you need to protect your valuable assets.
Yep, I agree. Then at 8, he's got the Cardinals taking Tristan Wirfs, offensive tackle. I think the Cardinals here, obviously it depends on how the draft plays out, but they definitely need offensive linemen at this position. You got to protect Kyler Murray. First season, rookie season last season, I think he got sacked something like 40 something times. It's like that's way too many hits as like a young quarterback. You need to protect him so that he can grow.
Yeah, dude. Take a lesson from the Colts.
Yeah, this is easy.
Protect your assets.
Yeah, whatever offensive lineman is available, as the Cardinals organization, you don't have a choice. You're taking an offensive lineman.
Yeah. Then at number 9, the Jaguars, he's got the first wide receiver off the board with Jerry Jeudy. I mean, I like this pick. I was seeing out there as well that the Jaguars might look at, the third quarterback, whether that be Jordan Love or Justin Herbert. I like them taking a wide receiver. I don't think that they need to go through another cycle of quarterbacks. Where Gardner Minshew isn't number 1, I think he's a viable option. I think he is good enough for you to kind of like wait out. So I like them increasing their talent on the offensive side of the ball, getting a weapon like that.
Yeah, man, this is the only pick that makes sense at this point for me. They've spent a lot of draft picks on offensive linemen. They've beefed up that side of the ball. They spent a lot of money in free agency. So you kind of just have to let it play its course now. You really can't throw in another first-round draft pick or second-round draft pick to that mix. And you've gotten rid of receivers or not re-signed receivers that were valuable assets to your team. Jerry Jeudy is a phenomenal receiver. I do think that he's got a little bit of a upside to CeeDee Lamb. I think CeeDee Lamb's got to go to a system where he can be the number 2 guy. Jeudy, I think, has the potential to be that number 1 guy.
Yeah, I agree. I think like with CeeDee Lamb and even Riggs, like both of them coming out of Alabama, it's just one of those things where it's like those guys kind of played 1A, 1B, kind of how we saw with Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen in a way where it was like one is very talented, but one doesn't succeed without the other. And I feel like those 2 need to go to an organization where they can take like a number 2 spot.
Yeah. I do have to say though, I do as loaded as this draft is with receivers, I don't think any of them are top 10 talents. So I do think that Jeudy here at 9 is a reach. And it's not a big reach. I mean, I think that he's like a 12 to 15 type player. So if you're the Jaguars, this is another situation where if a team is looking for an offensive lineman, you can try to trade back.
Yeah. Then wrapping up the top 10 picks, we have the Browns taking Mekhi Becton, offensive tackle. Again, I think that I always feel like you can't go wrong drafting the top talented, the number 1, number 2 offensive tackle or offensive lineman in the draft. I think you can never go wrong in that situation. So I like this pick as well.
It's the safest first-round draft pick to have because if they don't pan out, then nobody really ever questions it because they're not seen as much.
Yeah, I agree.
Somebody else had to beat them out. But I mean, God, when are we going to see the Browns not pick in the top 10?
I was going to say, this is the first time in a long time that they've been this far back on the draft board.
And it's not even that far back.
Yeah.
They're usually anywhere between like the Giants and the Chargers where they're drafted,
Yeah.
That's commonplace for them.
Yeah, I mean, with the Browns, you drafted Myles Garrett, you drafted Ward, you drafted your quarterback, you got Odell Beckham and Landry, you picked up running back Nick Chubb. I mean, what else is there to draft? You know what I mean? So I feel like it's not even a question to get an offensive lineman. If I'm the Browns, I'm still probably trying to find somebody to take this pick because they don't need a whole lot of top 10 talent, but they definitely need depth.
I think if the Browns could do one thing with this pick, it would be trade for a head coach. They need that would be their one thing.
Yeah, who's selling though? Head coaches are so valuable that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they can't.
No one, even if it was the number 1 pick, you're going to find only a few head coaches, and those aren't that great of head coaches if they're willing to trade them.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, like we said, draft is next week, next Thursday. We'll be recording on Thursday like we do almost every week. So we'll do a little, try to do a live draft type thing, see what we can do. Get out of here. A little update. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm definitely excited for it. Definitely looking forward to some kind of new sport in our life. Some other NFL news. We had the Browns and the Colts coming out with new jerseys. I want to start with the Browns first. I know, Ryan, you seem to be a big fan of them. For me, it was just kind of like more of the same in a way.
Yeah, I couldn't tell a difference.
For the Colts? Or
No,
for the
Browns.
The Browns look totally different.
Really?
Yeah, for me, I was like, I didn't know. I actually thought it was really funny because then I was looking on. I was like,
stripe or something.
I was looking on Instagram and it was that Office meme of Pam being like, corporate wants you to find the difference between these two pictures, and it's the same picture.
No, that's what it looks like to me.
A couple of years they've had that weird front piping. They didn't have the side piping. You're not wrong. It's not that many years like removed, but the past few years they had that weird, almost like arena style jersey.
To me, they almost kind of start looking like the Browns, or sorry, not the Browns, the Bears.
But that's what the Browns jerseys originally looked like. All it is the throwback to what their classic uniforms were, and I like these better than I liked their old ones.
Yeah, I know I should not be the one to talk about jerseys because clearly I have no fucking jersey style, but I like the all Browns. I like the all brown jerseys with
why don't
orange.
You have good jersey style?
Because we did that ranking of the top 10 and I was fucking way off.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
But then we had the Colts also coming out with new jerseys. And I guess this was along the same lines of like their helmets look kind of different, but I don't really see a difference either. Like these are simplistic designed jerseys to begin with, so I don't really see a whole lot.
The Colts one I couldn't see at all. I just looked up the Browns one, so all it is the white piping that they added to the side. But it looks more like their classic look than it did what their like weird crap they had going on in the front.
Gotcha. Okay.
But the Colts one looked exactly the same. Like they were saying, we changed the numbers, and I was like, did you?
It looks like they just had Nike. They just put a Nike symbol on it.
Yeah. It's like we were sponsored by Adidas last year. That was the joke.
Yeah. Like, okay, cool. Good design. But when are the Chargers coming out with their unveiling theirs? Sometime this week, right?
Yeah, the 21st.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I think that's Tuesday, next Tuesday.
Right before the draft.
We're still waiting on the Rams and the Patriots.
Okay.
They're probably trying to prime it just right before the draft because they're going to take their new quarterback. I'll be shocked if they don't take a quarterback, to be honest.
The Chargers?
Yeah, I'll be shocked.
I feel like you have to.
I would be shocked too, especially after you lose your franchise quarterback in Phillip Rivers. Like I feel like this is like getting over your ex-girlfriend. Like you got to get a new one right away.
Well, not only that, like you got a prime pick right now. Like this is a good pick.
Yeah, but how sad is it that they're going to open up that brand new stadium in Los Angeles and they're not going to have any fans anyways? I mean, not that they've had fans out regardless, but
I agree with you. Like number 6 is a great pick, but I think, you know what I mean? I'm on the line. Like the same thought with Ryan is like, if Isaiah Simmons is there, you have to get him. Like that would transform that defense. That would be close to like the number 1 defense in the league if they can get that kind of talent. Like him and Derwin James running side by side with each other, I think would be.
Quarterback. You got to have a quarterback.
I mean, we've seen teams do it without a good quarterback.
That's the thing is they don't have to sell tickets right now. Like if you would have asked me like 6 months ago before this whole freaking debacle started, and it's like you got to put fans in the stands, you got to get an exciting player out there. It's like that's great, but you don't have to sell tickets anymore.
That's true.
You can just put the quarterback out there that you think is going to run the offense the best. I do think they should draft a quarterback. I don't think Isaiah Simmons will be there. I truly think that Patricia pick at 3 and either take. And then if the Giants, if he's available at 4, if I'm the Giants, I'm not moving that pick either. I'm taking Simmons. Simmons is good. I have no belief that he's going to be there at 6, so I think they're going to draft a quarterback.
Yeah. Speaking of quarterbacks, there was some news that the Jaguars were interested in Cameron Newton. Is his real name Cameron?
No.
Is it just Cam?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I think so.
Like I feel like Cam isn't it's got to be a shortened name. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's usually short for Cameron.
Like that's.
Oh, it's Cameron.
All right, cool. So, anyways, Mr. Cameron Newton. That sounds weird.
Yeah, it does.
But I mean, I said it earlier. I know like Minshew Mania went crazy, and he had his little like chance at fame, but I look at Gardner Minshew as a grinder. Like he's not a person that's going to give up. Like obviously he's not as talented as Brett Favre, but I think he kind of has that like Brett Favre tenacity in him to grind out games. Sort of like a Ryan Fitzpatrick type thing.
That's kind of what I compare him to. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I don't think they really need to go out and get Cam Newton. But if Cam's willing to take like, a prove it deal, then I don't see how they wouldn't. Yeah.
Sorry. I was just reading. It was a tweet, not a tweet, but they interviewed Joey Bosa because he got to see the new Charger uniforms. Mm-hmm. And this is a quote from Joey Bosa. He said, "I really like them. They're a lot simpler. We got rid of a color completely. There's just two colors, but then the color we got rid of, we made a color rush version of that color, and it looks absolutely unbelievable." Like, what color did they get rid of?
Yellow.
They're gonna look like the Colts.
They can't get rid of yellow. Can you imagine just a yellow color rush jersey? That'd be the ugliest fucking thing in the world. Just like a giant yellow. It'd be like, come on, that'd be horrible.
The Rams, right? The Rams have one like that, don't they?
It's not all yellow, is it? Isn't it like I thought it was
like mostly yellow.
But it's like gold. It's not yellow. It's like gold, isn't it?
They blue, right?
They what?
They have to keep the powder blue, right?
Yeah, that's the dopest jersey. Unless they got rid of like the blue, so they're just gonna be white and yellow.
Then you want to be able to see the numbers.
But I mean, then you wouldn't look like any other team. Like you said, if they go white and blue, then they're gonna look like the Colts or even maybe like the.
He could just be playing
Cowboys.
mind games with the fans right now, though.
Plus, I mean, how could he even see the jerseys behind that giant nose?
Damn.
No, I was kidding.
You went there.
That's cold, man.
Don't talk to DJ about how Joey Bosa looks.
Why?
He thinks he's like the ugliest guy ever.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say he has a crush on. I was like, geez, what?
No.
Dang, that's gonna be crazy. I wonder what it is. What if they got rid of white? What if they got rid of white? And they were just blue and yellow. And then their color rush was just a giant white jersey. How dumb would that be? Like the jersey behind you, like the LT jersey. Like, what if they were just like that? But the number was like blue or yellow or something like that. I guess that wouldn't be that bad.
What if white is the color they got rid of?
That's what I said. And so the color rush is just white because they said the color rush is just that color, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, yeah. So Jaguars, Cam Newton. Ryan, fan, not a fan?
I think it makes sense. I don't think Gardner Minshew is the answer. I think that he provided them with a spark that they needed at a time where the guy that they wanted was hurt. I mean, not to take anything away from Gardner Minshew, I just don't think that he's an elite level quarterback. Where I think Cam Newton can come in and run your offense, especially if we're talking about going out and drafting a dude like Jerry Jeudy. I think that pairing those two together with Leonard Fournette as well, pretty damn good looking offense.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, wasn't who was pulling? Wasn't Leonard Fournette the one that was pulling for Cam Newton going there?
Yeah.
To me, I know that Leonard Fournette's like a head case, and he's kind of like, can be a disruption or whatever. But I think that guy is extremely talented, and I'm doing what I can to make him keep him happy in my eyes.
Should be a top 5 running back in the NFL without a doubt.
That's how I see him too. So that's why I'm saying if he's like, hey man, we should maybe look for Cam Newton, I'd start maybe some talks with Cam Newton. I'd at least keep that guy happy.
I mean, at least think about it this way. Outside of Derrick Henry, better running back in the NFL than Leonard. Todd Gurley is obviously dealing with a lot of injuries. Melvin Gordon played like crap after his holdout last year. I mean, Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, those guys are all like, different types of run. Yeah, Saquon, yeah. Okay, so he'd be in my like
Ezekiel Elliott. I think Zeke's better than Leonard Fournette.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's tough. He's super talented.
He is. He's extremely talented. He is a very, very talented running back. I know you said like Christian McCaffrey's like a different kind of breed, but I think he could kind of fit into that Christian McCaffrey type of running style.
No,
I don't see that either.
You can't.
2 times more than Christian McCaffrey does.
Do what?
He probably weighs twice the amount of Christian McCaffrey.
He's not that big, is he?
Massive.
No,
he's a big boy for sure.
He's like 6 foot, like 220.
Yeah, but that boy can move. He's got to get away from the cop speed.
Yeah,
that dude's quick and he's lateral. He can move laterally too. That's what I'm saying. Where it's like, I'm not saying
5'10" and $150.
No. Sorry, I didn't mean that they're the same person. I just meant like I feel like he could run the same kind of. You could run the same plays with him. He can bounce it to the outside just as well as Christian McCaffrey can. Maybe his hands aren't as good, but you could still get him out into space.
Christian McCaffrey can line up in the slot. I would not line up Leonard Fournette in the slot.
No, but if he's running in the backfield, if he's at running back, you know what I mean? You're going to stretch the field with Christian McCaffrey. That's kind of like your goal. I think you could do the same thing with Leonard Fournette.
My whole thing with saying that Alvin Kamara and Christian McCaffrey are different kind of running backs is that they actually line up at wide receiver frequently because they can play a slot position. But yeah, like if they're running between the tackles, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would think it'd be fun to see Cam in a Jags uniform.
Yeah.
I always kind of like the Jags.
Yeah, I kind of always liked the Jags too. I felt like they were.
They're like the Browns. They're like the crappy team you always root for, but they just suck all the time.
That's how I felt. I'm so over the Browns, man. I'm ready for the Browns to just go back to the losing team. I'm so tired of them.
Yeah, this last year really.
Told you, I'm off the wagon. It's not worth it.
It was like you had your chance. You lost it.
Did you see that thing with Brandon Marshall today?
Yeah, that was so stupid.
What happened?
He was basically saying that the Saints, they lost all their opportunities and they're done.
That now that Tom Brady is in that division, the Buccaneers are winning out that division.
It's so funny because the whole time I was listening to him, I'm like, here's a dude that's never even made it to the playoffs before. So I'm going to listen to him. Why?
I saw the last thing. It was like the last biggest proclamation that Brandon Marshall made was that Jay Cutler would win the MVP in 2004. We all know how that turned out. I was like, oh, yep, yeah. Definitely not listening to that. That guy has to say.
You're a fucking idiot.
He was the stud, though, to play. Yeah.
Super talented.
Yeah.
He's great. He's amazing. I watched that game where he set the record for most receptions in a game, and I was like, oh, my gosh.
17 or something, right? Or how much was it? God,
that's
so much. Like it was either 17 or 18 catches. I can't remember.
Whatever it was, like, it's a lot. That's a lot.
It was a high teens number.
Yeah. I'm like, can somebody like cover him or like have 2 people cover him? Because this is getting a little ridiculous.
You know, somebody lost their job the next day.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Phillip Rivers has a lot to do with why he's never made the playoffs. That's for sure.
Yeah.
His years with the Broncos, we were running. Chargers were running it back then.
Yeah. But all right, guys, that's kind of all I had for podcast this week. Unless you guys got anything you want to No? All right, everybody. Well, we're the Three Amigos and a podcast, and we'll see you again next week.
All right. Later.
All right. Oh, man. Hold on, guys. I got to pee. I'll be right back.
All right. Have you got your stimulus check yet?
Yeah. Did you?
I'm like the last person to get it. Everyone else has gotten it so far.
You file your tax?
Yeah,
That sucks.
I know. It's annoying. I'm like, all right, give me my money already. Yeah, I didn't
You
make
know
that.
you're just gonna put it in your account.
Huh?
You know you're just gonna put it in your savings account.
Yeah, of course. Still. I mean,
Yeah.
what the hell, man?
Yeah, I'm using it for furniture and shit when we go up to Long Beach.
Nice. So it's the offer's been signed and everything, and you're all ready to roll.
Yeah, it happened Monday.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a weird process because they want me out there like May 11th, and I was like, dude, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's not enough time.
Yeah. So I might have to like go up there a couple times, like the week of the 3rd and the 11th, but I'm not gonna be up there yet.
Is that just kind of more of like a handoff where you're like talking to the GM, who's the interim GM, kind of getting run up to speed on where things are?
They don't even have a store manager right now.
Really?
Yeah, they haven't really needed one. They only have an assistant manager, but my district manager's taking me up there.
I'll see.
Did you guys know that today is National High Five Day? Wait, we gotta time it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You guys did so good.
Did we?
Yeah. It's also National Horny Day. Saw that trending on Twitter.
What?
Yeah.
Why
are you?
Long time.
Horns.
Oh yeah.
Horns.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, how does that even get approved? Who do you send that? Who sends that in? I can see High Five Day.
Well, I'm sure that thing gets like approved by some like small hick town in the middle of nowhere, and like they're like, all right, well, we're gonna make it National or whatever Horny Day. I don't know. It's just the only thing that would make sense. It's like
so weird.
Pretty.
But
have you guys watched that dumb hick movie, documentary, the alligator guy or whatever? Everybody's been talking about it. I'm like,
Tiger King. No.
Tiger King, whatever.
No, I didn't.
I didn't watch that shit.
Dude, everybody's been talking about it. I'm like, after they describe it, I'm like, I'm even less likely to watch this after you just described it.
I gave it a try. I got like 15 minutes in, and it was just like, I just don't care about any of these people.
I think us three are the only people in the world that haven't watched it.
That's why we're best friends.
I haven't watched even a second of it. I've just seen it on Netflix, and then people describe it to me. I'm like, that sounds so stupid. Like,
yeah,
I just don't like rednecks. They annoy the fuck out of me.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I have not, and I won't.
All right. I have more respect for both of you guys, even though I had a lot of respect already, but I have more now.
Even though I had none, it multiplied 0 times whatever is 0, so still none.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, guys. I'm gonna send you an email with the link for tomorrow.
Well.
All right.
Dope.
Later.